Assalamu alaikum and a good day to everyone. Welcome to the 15th episode in the Science and History series. Thank you all for watching. Imagine living thousands of years ago without clocks, without watches, or even written calendars. The only way to know the passing of time was to look up at the sun, the moon, and the stars. Out of these silent movements, humans built the first systems of timekeeping. This episode is the story of how we learned to count time, how days, months, and years became the building blocks of our calendars, and how different civilizations shaped the way we mark time even today. Timekeeping begins with nature itself. The simplest unit of time is the day, created by Earth's rotation on its axis. The sun rising, then setting, till the next sun rising constitutes a day. A month. Month comes from moon cycles. From one new moon to the next takes about 29 and a half days. Early humans noticed this pattern and used it to measure time long before even writing existed. If you remember from the moon's phases sessions, this is the reason the words month and moon share the same root. A year. Year comes from Earth's journey around the sun, about 365 days. Actually, it is 365 days, 5 hours, and 48 minutes. And I think they even mention 45 seconds. This extra 6 hours is why we have leap days and leap years, and why they became necessary. But we will talk about them a little later. And probably this merging of lunar month and solar year is what gave us 12 months. Remember that in a solar year we have 12 lunar cycles plus a leftover of about 10-11 days. But what about the week? Unlike days, months, or years, the week doesn't have a direct link to any natural cycle. It's a human invention, and its 7 days likely come from ancient Mesopotamia, where 7 was seen as sacred, the number of visible celestial bodies, the sun, the moon, and the 5 visible planets Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn. This pattern spread throughout the world through Jewish, Christian, and Islamic traditions. Finally, hours, minutes, and seconds, our smallest building blocks of time. These also come from ancient Mesopotamia, where the sexagesimal system base 60 was used. 60 is a friendly number mathematically because it has many divisors. The only number divisible by all numbers from 1 till 6, and also 10, 12, 15, 20, and 30, making fractions and divisions easier. That's the reason we have 60 minutes in an hour and 60 seconds in a minute. Even the 12-hour daybreak and a 12-hour night cycle reflect the sexagesimal heritage, breaking the day into 24 hours. As we discussed, the moon was humanity's first clock. Its phases were obvious, largely predictable, and ideal for tracking months. Many of the earliest calendars, from Sumer to China, were lunar, with months tied to the cycle of new moons. But there was a problem. Lunar months don't match the seasons. Farmers noticed that planting or harvesting and the festivals began drifting into the wrong seasons. This led to solar calendars, which track the sun's movements, the solstices, equinoxes, and the length of the year. Societies that depended heavily on agriculture needed to know exactly when to sow, harvest, and prepare for floods or droughts. For them, solar or lunisolar calendars were essentials. Some examples like ancient Egypt. They created one of the first pure solar calendars, 365 days, 12 months of 30 days, plus 5 extra days at the end. They tied it to the rising of Sirius, which coincided with the Nile's flooding. In India, timekeeping evolved differently. The traditional Hindu calendar is lunisolar. It follows the moon for months but inserts an extra month. In Sanskrit, it's called Adhika Masa to stay aligned with the solar year. At the same time, purely solar calendars also developed, especially in regions like Tamil Nadu and Bengal, to guide agriculture and rituals. In Mesoamerica, civilizations like the Maya developed both a 365-day solar calendar, which I think they called the Hab, and a 260-day ritual calendar, weaving cycles together. By contrast, in desert societies like that of the early Arabs, where seasonal agriculture played a smaller role than the trade and pastoral life, lunar calendars naturally fit their needs. Islam has sanctified this lunar system, giving it enduring religious significance, as the Islamic calendar, also called the Hijri calendar, follows the moon's cycles, guiding the flow of months and years. Most societies, however, ended up using lunisolar solar calendars, adding extra days or months, a process called intercalation, to keep lunar months aligned with the solar year. This blending allowed religious festivals to follow the moon, while agriculture stayed in step with the seasons. By the time the Romans came to the scene, the world had centuries of experimentation with lunar, solar, and lunisolar calendars. They inherited a complex legacy, lunar months that didn't match solar seasons, and the ongoing need to fix the drift. The Romans would start a lunar calendar of their own, but over time they would borrow ideas from older civilizations and eventually attempt something bold, a more stable solar based system. How did they do it? How did months get their names? Why is month like September the ninth month instead of the seventh? And how did Julius Caesar and later Pope Gregory XIII shape the calendar we use today? This will be our story in the next episode of Timekeeping. From days and months to solar and lunisolar calendars, humans have been creating in trying to measure time. We have moved from observing the moon to tracking the sun, and in the process laid the groundwork for the modern calendar. Thank you very much for watching. Stay curious and Allah Hafiz.